Ну что, всем привет. Мы заканчиваем с этими племенями. Племя. Блять, короче. Последнее племя осталось, это потомки Крон. И потом, скорее всего, ну, ну как сказать. Либо во вторник, либо в среду, в принципе, можно записать что-нибудь по аниме авангардс, как мне почему-то привычно говорить авангард, чем авангард, как это называется. И прикол в том, что даже не знаю, как делать так, потому что по факту столько какие-нибудь ивенты все будут, потому что сегодня, ну как я уже запишу, хотя запишу я скорее всего завтра и выложу это во вторник, скорее всего, а не в понедельник. Потому что если бы я не был занят утром, днем, то я бы, конечно, днем выложил, но не получится. Так что да. Так что, скорее всего, во вторник это видео выложим. Насчет аниме авангард, авангард, наверное, лучше говорить, потому что авангард мне что-то как-то, привычнее, но пофиг. Привычнее так, короче. Уитцтлан, скорее всего, завтра, хоть она должна сегодня выйти, но очевидно время у всех разное, так что записывать я вряд ли там что-то буду, да и в другом режиме тоже буду вряд ли записывать, потому что так складно совпало, то что обнова и в аниме Авангарс, и Гран Писана, ГП, проще говоря, там тоже обнова выходит скоро, завтра утром. Так что да, в ГП отлично, очевидно, что записывать ничего не буду, потому что, никто не смотрит. Аниме Авангард хотя бы хотеть скорее с рекомендации там, или самый режим популярный стал. Так что, не знаю, что записывать потом. Ладно, короче, давайте уже что-то заговорились. Начнем это проходить. Таинственный гость зовут Уитцтлана. Можно, в принципе, из пещеры выйти. Я, скорее всего, все-таки попробую записать аниме Авангардс. Это не точно ГПО, как я сказал, скорее всего, точно записывать не буду. Потому что его никто смотреть не будет. Вот аниме Авангардс будут более-менее, так что, посмотрим, как я сказал. Это не точно, не раньше вторника, где-то может в середине недели.
Toba, you must be the helpers that we've been waiting for.
It's nice to meet you too, but Uncle Sanka said he was gonna send some of his friends over to help us. You sure he didn't mean you? Yeah, sorry. Whatever this is about, it sounds like you've got the wrong end of the...
Darn it! We've been tricked, Huni. I should have known.
What are we supposed to do about the baby Saurians now? It's okay, Huni. Don't worry. Why don't you... There's been a lot of unrest in the tribe lately, and my dad's Saurian got injured. Her name's Nana, and after what happened to Nana, her babies were so scared that they ran off and hid. If Nana is your dad's Saurian, why isn't... My dad's one of the elders, so he's busy getting ready for Turnfire Night. It's a really important ceremony, more important than this, and I didn't think it would take very long. But then that guy we ran into made us tell him loads of...
Yeah, he was so selfish. He doesn't...
It's all right. Don't let him get to you. We're here now and we'll help you because we care a lot, don't we, Traveler? They should be. I already managed to find their tracks, and it seems like they're hiding on the cliff. Really? Wow.
Awesome. You gotta be careful out on the cliffs, though. They're really...
Rooney said the baby Saurians are on the cliff, so let's...
Окей, давай. Куда? Давай. Как бы, наверное, так сделаем.
All right.
Пу-пу-пу. Опа. Привет. Подожди. А ты что ты делаешь?
We found them! Wait, but what's that?
Well, if it isn't the gruesome twosome who wormed their way into our servant circle of friends. Still, very well. You heathens leave us no choice. The almighty Dragon Lord.
Wait, aren't you like Kenichi's sidekick? What the heck are you going on about?
Is the silence? Who are you calling sidekick? We are the dragons. We shall have you know that last time, were it not for Kenichi's earnest pleading.
Oh, come on. You talk big, but Kenichi clearly has you under lock and key.
That's great, sovereign to you. You dare invite the wrath of the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula How. If you must know, our humble servant begged us to investigate an abyss incident. See this little lizard? Its mother, a medium-sized lizard, came under the influence of abyssal power. In her confusion,
Yikes. So how is she...
she was but a lowly bug fighting against the power of the abyss. Such a fragile creature.
leaping from a cliff?
My dear anemic flying ant, as addled with questions as your head may be,
Anemic flying ant? You... Just you wait.
We sense a faint abyssal energy. An evil sorcerer must be...
Suspicious outlanders? Wait, are you...
How dare you cast aspersions on your ruler, heathen! You're just lucky that our servant has such vile taste in friends! Otherwise, we would... If you're not here to kiss my feet, then get out of my sight. Do not impede the work of the almighty...
Potty mouth on that guy! I'm on a furious! Still, good to know about the abyss threat, huh?
Такая...
That. Let's not get sidetracked.
Это еще лучше или что? Что-то не видно его. Ага, вижу. Племени. И маты с кайфом, да.
Wow, you're back already?
I'm so glad that the babies are all right. Thank you both so... You're welcome. Pizza cake! You're not from Natlan, right? Because your clothes look different than ours. Hey, you must be tired after all that climbing.
Yeah, please come. I promise you'll get a big Scions of the Canopy welcome.
By the sound of it, Glasses guy wasn't from Natlan. Uh-huh. Well, his clothes sure weren't. You know what? Now that... Really? Maybe he was the suspicious outlander that Ahau mentioned. Sure, if you're interested. Oh, let me think. Oh, please, mister. I've told you so many stories already. When are you gonna help me find...
Just one more story. One more, I swear. Why don't you tell me more? I heard that there was a huge transparent ball of fire that used to burn 500...
Oh, you mean Turnfire. That's where the ancient name Mollypo comes from.
Oh, wow. So it was the origin of an ancient...
Uh-huh. There's a story behind every ancient name. The legend goes that the Turnfire first appeared in the era of the Grand Alliance. It was used by the... Turnfire is different from normal fire. If you get set on fire with it, you'll feel horrible burning pain from behind you. But you won't die from it right away.
Why? what happens if you...
As soon as you turn around, poof! You...
Well, good golly gee. I mean, it's one thing to singe someone...
Right? How nasty is it to burn someone from behind and not even let them turn around to look?
Yes, shocking behavior. Now, let me guess.
Good guess, Uncle Glasses. Seems like you really know your stuff. The hero...
Yupanqui was friends with Ochkon the Tyrant, and also Shibalanke. The first he didn't like how Ochkon was such a cruel tyrant. So, he stole the Turnfire and threw it at the Ochkon's army. And that's how our ancestors set our people free. But, just as he was about to leave the city, he thought he heard Ochkon...
But Ochkon wasn't there. All he saw was a city burned black, an army in ruins.
A split second later, the flames he saw burst out from inside his eyes.
All it took was a single glance. As soon...
The question is, was this the price he paid for stealing?
Nobody knows the answer. But the fire that consumed Yupanqui burned more fiercely than any other. And then... the flame dropped into the death...
The grown-ups say that it lights up the path that leads to the next life. But for the dead to be reborn, they have to accept the... It's like a final look back at your life, where you have to answer for everything you did.
Ah, a fine parable indeed. So...
I don't know. I think it's just a...
Either way, I assume this name...
Sure has. It went to Burkina, the hero that we celebrate on turn...
Yeah, and now belongs to Kanich. So we often call him Malipo Kanich.
Kinich, huh?
All right, Uncle Glasses, that's enough stories. Now...
I would, but doesn't the legend of the Turnfire tell me more about this Kinich guy? One more story. No? Careful, Toba. You look dangerously close to cursing me.
Uncle, you'd better not be trying to trick us. Or the turn...
How would it get me if I'm outside of Natland? Uncle Glasses is...
Huh?
Wait. Is that... All right, kiddos. I'm a man of my word. 2 of my friends are on their way here and work them like dogs. Okay, that's what they're here for. Don't go easy on them just for my sake.
Really? Well...
We met at the foot of this cliff, so...
Seriously?
If you don't believe me, turn around and see for yourselves.
Huh? Where? Oh, wait! Uncle Sanka! Where... Yeah, definitely a fishy character. It's a...
Yeah, and not only that, but he betrayed...
All he got out of us was some stories, though. What's the... Traveler, maybe we should go tell Kanich about this. A house says he's in... Huh? You know Kanich? Not very well, but we have met him before, and one time...
Oh, man, I'm so jealous. I never even spoken to him. He's so...
Me neither. I don't think my dad really likes him, though. He always tells me to stay away from him. Oh, the creep who calls himself Kahul Ahau? Yeah, we've had the... Exactly. I don't know why Kanich partnered up with him. Why did...
Uh-oh. Huni, look how late it is. We've been out way too long.
Oh, yikes. You're right. Okay, well, this path here leads to... If there's anything you need, my dad can help get it for you. Hope to see...
We gotta run. Bye for now.
Так, ну давайте до 3 главы дойдем и заканчиваем, потому что у меня уже ночь. И мне надо рано вставать, блядь.
What were you thinking, going out by yourself?
It's okay. Toba helped me. And we met some
Kind strangers? What made you so sure they were so kind, huh?
Yeah, actually, they...
Don't talk back to me. The Mountain King problem still hasn't been solved. What would I do if I lost you too?
They were good people, Dad. Dinner Orn. Hello again, honey. It's Miss Paimon and Mr. Traveler. Dad, it's them. They're the ones who helped me.
Oh, so you're the kind stranger. I'm Trinidad. Apparently, you helped my daughter today, so if there's anything you need. Now, I trust that you're sensible people who know better than to take advantage of their host's generosity.
Yep, just helping a neighbor. We're not looking.
Oh, well.
Dad, please! They're not bad people! They've eaten at the same table with...
Kinich! Wait! I heard that two mysterious travelers from afar showed up at the Stadium of the Sacred Flame. Are they?
And Paimon's the other!
I do apologize. A lot's been going on in our tribe lately, and I suppose the pressure must be getting to me. I can't believe I was so rude to you.
Oh, now we're talking! Seriously though, don't worry about it. Already forgotten.
Oh, you just arrived, I take it, and it would be my honor to give you a hero's welcome.
Careful now, that's quite an about face. We've heard that kind
My dear traveler, you are very perceptive indeed. Go inside now, Huni. Dad's got some important...
Okay, look after Mr. Traveler and Miss Paimon. Well, we'll hear you out, but we can't make any promises.
Well, this is a matter for many years. Our tribe has celebrated the Turnfire Night. It is a tradition. Burkina was a hero who bore the ancient name Malipo, and Kangamato was a powerful Yumkasor warrior. They were victorious, but it came at a great cost. Burkina paid with his life. Normally, Yumkasors never live longer than a century. It is possible that the Oh, that's right. The Mountain King is a living The abyssal power inside him is highly sensitive, and when it is disturbed. So, besides the ceremony, another important part of Turnfire Night each year is cleansing the abyssal power. However, abyss-related incidents have been on the rise in that land lately, as I'm sure you're both aware. Only 5 months have passed since the last Turnfire Night, and he's already
Has he woken up again?
He has. We managed to contain the situation by performing a makeshift ceremony right away. Also, he attacked and wounded my companion, Nana, during the ceremony.
We heard. Such a tragedy. We're really sorry.
Yes, and Nana wasn't the... Anyway, right now we're preparing for an exceptional Turnfire Night ceremony, and we need to find a suitable flame bearer. From what I've heard about your adventure... Of course. Plus, he's a bona fide hero who inherited the Malipo name.
Oh, you mean Kinich?
Yes, he's the one. A hero, worth his weight in gold. And an exceptional ceremony? Oh, I'll have to charge an exceptional price. I swear, no other concept exists in that boy's brain. I'm not the one to usually talk about people behind their backs, but I'm convinced the Wyub got hit on the head and took a wrong turn. Oh, and don't get me started on that insufferable Ahau he hangs around with.
Yeah, Paimon has to agree on that last part.
Anyway, the fact is, the ceremony can just as easily be done without him as long as we can find someone else. And besides, you two seem like much better candidates. So wonderful! I can't thank you enough. Huni was right about you. You come with me to the other side of the mountain. I'll bring you up to speed on each step of the ceremony. Nice.
Achoo! Curses!
Oh, great Kahul Ahau. Bless.
Shut your filthy mouth, worm of the abyss! Your putrid words defile the air we breathe.
Speaking as a member of the Abyss Order, that's music to my ears.
Ugh, never have we heard such brazen blustering from someone who is inches from death. Up yours for us!
Okay, well, that I am at a loss to explain. How do I manage to stay so chirpy? But I digress. Mr. Kinich, I admit it. You, sir, are You see, I'm very interested in the...
Okay.
Is that it? K? Aren't you intrigued to know what it is about you guys? It's the extreme sports! The other day, I narrowly avoided getting hit by a very brave soul who just leaped off a cliff. I think you call it... Look, I even did a painting inspired by the bravery and freedom of the...
You scum-sucking swine! Ugh, I swear, if you go bungee jumping, it'll be without a head first off the tallest cliff, with a band of hunters on your tail, and nowhere left to run, and a...
You say that, but I get the sense that Mr. Kinich isn't planning to take my life right now. On top of that, I'm tired of spying on you from afar. I've heard that the most important thing in human relationships is to
Or you could tell me what it is you're
What?
and then I'll name my price.
Да. Пу-пу-пум, пу-пум.
All right.
The abyss contamination is back. No surprise. See those torches over there? Those are the Sacred Flame offshoots that we requested from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame.
Are you saying that the Sacred Flame and the Turnfire are the same thing?
Well, for ceremonial purposes, at least. Sending someone to the Night Kingdom to retrieve the legendary
Gotcha! So basically, we just need to clean up the filth.
Well, that's one part of it, yes. But the complete first, the flame bearer must collect a kindling of the sacred flame from the starting. Then they must go down into the canyon, all the way into the cave, where the Mountain Kings. The most skilled flame bearers can accomplish all of this without touching the ground once. As much as I hate to it.
Wow! He can do all that flying without ever falling to the ground? Well, of course Paimon can. It'd be much harder for you guys.
Well, don't worry. It's not a requirement of the ceremony. The flame bearer must always keep moving forward. You can't skip a pillar, then come back to it after lighting the next one. To do so would...
So, what actually happens if you do turn?
If you're not kidding...
What about today then? Does the same rule...
Oh, no. Don't worry. Today is just a practice. The order doesn't matter. You just need to take this. Are you ready? I'll repeat all the key points again. Gather the kindling.
Alright, let's use this kindling to complete our mission. There's abyssal filth over there. Let's burn it away with the sacred flame.
И чё? Блин. Не понял. Угу.
That should be all the braziers. Let's regroup with Trinidad.
I knew I was right about you. You have outperformed all of the other... If there was an ancient name for outstanding flame bearers, I'm sure the Wyab would
Yeah, although it would probably take Paimon quite a bit.
All right, now there's still a few days left until the ceremony, and
Oh, you mean they've still got to sign off on it?
some of them are still hoping we can come to an agreement with Kinich, but that's only because they haven't seen... Still, I'm the one responsible for...
Just for Paimon's own peace of mind, are you sure it's not gonna be...
See that place over there? There was a time long before the age of Burkina and the Mountain King, when we, scions of... After a period of upheaval, our ancestors were forced to move away. Now, it has if we fail to keep the threat posed by the Mountain King at bay, it might not be long before we... So, to answer your question, I think everyone will agree that you...
Fair enough. Desperate times call for desperate...
I'll need you to drop by my place at some point before the ceremony, if that's all right. There are...
Okay, see you later then.
You have my gratitude.
We've helped out with a lot of other local festivals before, but this one feels a little...
Окей, ничего. Так, 3 глава, да? 3 глава. Чё тут? Так, ну давайте начнем разговор и будем заканчивать. Так. Окей, ничего.
Traveler? Paimon?
Kanich! Fancy meeting you here. We've actually been looking for you.
I'll get straight to the point. I hear you accepted a proposal.
Oh, the, Turnfire Knight, you mean. You were still his first choice. It's just...
Chill, it's cool. I only mention it because there's something you should know. And I suspect Elder Trinidad hasn't been completely forthcoming with you. His true intent...
Once and for all? You mean this'll be the last Turnfire...
That's right. He wants to use you to send the Mountain King to the Night...
To the Night Kingdom?
to his death.
Whoa! Are you serious right now? You shouldn't go blurting out accusations like...
Too blunt? Okay. There is potentially a possibility that Elder Trinidad may be hoping that during the course...
But that's ridiculous! He told us the Mountain King is a living...
And that glory comes at a price.
Oh, that's right. The Mountain King is a living symbol of our... yes, and Nana wasn't the...
She likely won't be the last to lose.
Still, is killing the Mountain King really the only way? It seems so...
The Mountain King is a unique case when it comes to abyssal contamination. It's eaten away at him for so long that that evil power has both driven him insane and kept him alive over the centuries. So, to look at it one way, in past ceremonies we've only purged around half of the abyssal power. This was to strike a balance. To keep him alive, but...
Trinidad didn't say anything about how much power he wanted us to purge, but he did say there was...
Then it sounds like you'll know for sure soon enough.
If he really asks us to kill the Mountain King, what should we do?
I know this must come as quite a shock, so I suggest you act like you didn't hear anything for now. But would you have time to visit the chief after your meeting? I'd like to make a deal with you.
What kind of deal?
One that comes at a very reasonable price. I'm sure you have plenty of other questions. Good. See you soon.
Так, 3 глава, окей. Так, давайте подойдем за сколько смогу. Хотя по факту подходить можно не подходить, если можешь закадрово еще. Пополняй там эти и так далее. Ну, давайте. Вот давайте туда встанем. Так, я заканчивать буду, потому что, как я сказал, мне рано вставать, а у меня уже ночь, так что давайте. Ну, скорее всего, я это выложу, не знаю. Попробую в понедельник выложить, в принципе, но мне кажется, вряд ли получится, так что, скорее всего, все-таки во вторник. Так что да, всем... Ну, короче, увидимся, скорее всего, все-таки во вторник. Ну, попытаюсь в понедельник, так что да. Так что всем пока-пока. Так, ну что, всем привет. Блять. Продолжаем, короче, проходить. Да, проходить. Потом я не знаю, что буду. Ну, буду ждать, скорее всего, сюжетку какую-нибудь, либо, ну, с Генши там ханкали заняться. Нет, я могу, как я сказал. Хотя это уже понедельник сейчас, конечно, но вышла обнова в аниме Авангард. Еще не вышла, но она скоро будет. Может, ее позаписываю, но это не точно, потому что, ну, во-вторых, еще там вышло, блять, в аниме, ну, в аниме Авангард, блять, вышла обнова. Еще и в ГП, Grand Peace Online вышла обнова. Так что я не знаю, что сделать. Ну, короче, разберусь, сам придумаю что-нибудь и выложу, что захочу. Так что, да. Ладно, давайте допройдем этот квест этих племен. Племен этих, как они называют, потомки Крон.
Ah, mighty Outlanders, you have returned.
It was, pretty good, yeah.
Glad to hear it. Things are progressing very smoothly on my end. Many of the elders have heard of your heroic. There are still those who insist that the ceremony should be performed by the bearer of the Malipo name. But they're just...
Plus, Kanish doesn't want to do it anyway.
Exactly. So, now, it's time for us to discuss the... We covered the fire lighting part of the proceedings yesterday. The next part is the purification of the mountain. It's quite simple. You just need to use the sacred flame. We've done it plenty of times before, and it's always very routine. I'm sure you won't have any problems. One point I'd like to stress, though, is that you need to burn away as much of the abyssal energy as you possibly can.
Asleep, huh?
Precisely. In previous years, the Flame Bearer has often been unable to dispel a sufficient amount of abyssal energy. But I understand that you have a lot of experience fighting against the Abyss, and you see, with your help, I'm optimistic this time we can dispel all the remaining abyssal energy from the Mountain King's body.
Traveler?
So this doesn't faze you at all, huh? You clearly have a lot of confidence. If that's all you really need to know, the ceremony's in 3 days. I'll come and fetch you when we're ready. In the meantime, feel free to take a look around our settlement. It would mean a lot to the elders if you wouldn't mind helping them out with a few errands here and there. That would be...
So now we have extra errands to run? Maybe we should add a little extra to the price.
Just a humble suggestion, that's all. It will help you gain the respect of our people, and I'll be sticking around for the next few days. So if you have any questions, you know where.
Seems like Kanish was right. We should go meet up with him right away.
Да, блин.
Huh, you're here.
Kanish, Elder Trinidad said that...
Знакомое лицо, кстати.
I can tell. It's written on your faces.
Is that the traveler in Paimon? Forgive me for not being there to welcome you on your arrival. That should have been my duty.
Hello, Chief Waina.
I only heard the news from Trinidad yesterday, so I asked Kanish to invite you over for a quick chat. I believe Kanish has already filled you in, so I'll get straight to the point. Firstly, I fully endorse your appointment as... However, I would like to request that you take steps to ensure every child of our tribe grows up hearing the tales of our heroes. From Yupanqui, the Firebringer, to Burkina and the Mountain King. This is our history and our heritage. The source of our pride. To kill the Mountain King would be to destroy our spirit. Nana's death was a great tragedy, and I do not blame Trinidad for the actions he has taken. My honored guests, please give this matter your serious consideration. Perhaps there is, but despite all our attempts to contain the situation over the years, we've not found it. Right now, I should like to hear where you stand on this matter. Though I sense that your mind is not yet made up, I'm still comforted by your words. There are 3 days left before the...
So, Kanish, earlier you were saying that...
Let's walk and talk. I'll show you around the tribe.
That works too. Paimon needs to get...
Да.
Kanish, Paimon finally understands why you turned Trinidad down. You knew what he was planning, didn't you? That's That's why you didn't want to be the flame bearer this time, because it's a double-edged sword.
Double-edged sword is right. But my response wasn't merely an excuse. To solve this exceptional problem, I'm working on it.
Really? Well, come on then, let's hear it.
In a moment. Didn't you have a question you were about?
Oh, yeah. What was it again? Oh, right. We need to talk about how he's...
I agree that he has a problem. He needs disciplining, so I hired him a teacher.
You got him a teacher? Oh, Paimon would love to see him get Anyway, moving on. When we ran into a How, he said you two were investigating some abyss.
Yes, that's the angle I've been working on. I'm a Saurian hunter, but I occasionally hunt the abyss too. One time I was pursuing some purple demonic dogs when I accidentally entered a hidden I did some research after the fact. Apparently they're known as beastly rifts, and there are many of them of all different... So, if we can locate one of these beastly rifts, clear the monsters out, and move the Mountain King inside...
Whoa, that sounds kinda crazy.
It's not without its risks, of course. There's a lot of unknowns in the equation. For instance, for all we know, a prolonged... Still, we desperately need something like this, even just as a temporary measure. The chief is adamant about keeping the Mountain King alive. Whatever happens...
Paimon can understand. It's less about the Mountain King and more about preserving your culture and...
Yes, but on the flip side, you've got people like Elder Trinidad, who is more concerned about and he has every right to take that view. It's one thing to try and preserve the last remnants of a glorious past. No one can seriously tell them that's a fair trade.
You're right. There's no easy answers here. Let's leave that to one side for a moment and assume because at least in our experience, the dogs open the rifts when they want to attack us, not the other way around.
I think I know a way. You have any better ideas?
Not at the moment, but it just feels like using the power of the abyss. After all, the abyss is what turned the Mountain King into a monster in the first place. People are...
If it doesn't end well, then that's the price we pay. Everything in the world comes at a price. Even when Pottomki, the Firebringer, stole the Turnfire, the Mountain King's erratic outbursts have brought tensions within the tribe to a boiling point.
All right. So what's this deal you wanted to make with us? We're hard.
All I need you to do is keep people away. I'm getting harassed on a daily basis by people trying to convince me to be the flame bearer. I can't if you help me out.
Ooh, what kind of gift?
Something well worth your while, I'd say. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Integrate yourself with the tribespeople, so everyone comes to terms with it. That way, I won't have an endless stream of people coming to beg me to join the ceremony, and I can then, when the day of the ceremony comes, we'll move the Mountain King.
That sounds pretty crazy. Even for a daredevil like you, that's dangerous. And even if it works, what if neither Chief Lina nor Elder Trinidad are happy?
At least the two of them would finally be on the same side of the issue. Leaving only me on the... The tribe needs leaders like them far more than a Saurian hunter for hire like me. Can I take that to mean that we have a deal?
For sure. And who knows? Maybe we'll come up with an even better solution to all of this.
Great. Well, for the next couple of days, please spend some time among the tribe and lend a hand wherever you can. Good luck to us both.
Okay. Ладно, я так.
Ask for the day. Meet the tribespeople and take some heat off of Kenichi's back.
Так вот, мне вот кое-что интересно, подождите. Что за фигня, блядь? Конечно, не критично в Геншине, особенно влияние мультиплеера, но какого хуя пин скачет? Ладно, похуй, я мне снова сейчас это не надо. Я могу просто отключить нахуй и все. Мне, в принципе, пока эта хуйня не нужна.
How can you call them mount?
Because he hurt a lot of people. And look what happened to...
But it wasn't on purpose. The Mountain King is sick.
That's true. But the fact remains that he's now...
How can you be so harsh to someone who's sick? If you don't take back what you just...
Toba, Huni, what's wrong?
Pony's saying nasty things about the Mountain King.
Once upon a time, maybe, but not anymore.
Yesterday, maybe, but no.
Toba? Fine. I guess my dad is right. As of today, our friendship is over. There's no—
Oh, come on, cut it out, you two. Yeah, the Traveler is gonna be the flame bearer for the next Turnfire night.
What? Really?
So that's what my dad wanted to talk to you about? To be fair, from what we saw the other day, you are pretty good at climbing cliffs.
Wait. Speak.
Oh yeah, good question.
We can get him to come, but if he catches you two fighting again, he won't be happy.
No, we can't let that happen. I've never even spoken to him before.
I didn't mean to argue with Toba. All I said was that the Mountain King has done some pretty bad things. He was the one who turned it into a fight.
Yeah, if you weren't friends, there's no way Toba would have come to look.
All right. Well, because it's the Traveler and Paimon and Kinich, Dad just really misses Nana. And I was really upset.
Huh? Oh. I shouldn't have spoken to you the way I did either. It wasn't very nice of me. For the Traveler and—
That's more like it. Now you're best friends.
Guess so. Toba, if I ever say something mean about the Mountain King in the future, I'll make sure I'd better go buy some colored cloth for my dad now. He needs it for Turnfire night. Let's play. See you, Toba. See you, Traveler and Pi.
Okay. I'll head home as well then. See?
Okay, take care, you two. Even though they said they're sorry, it looks like their friendship isn't as strong as it was before. Let's just hope we can solve this once and for all. Come on, let's move on. Huh? What's going on over there? Hey there! What's happening here?
A rehearsal for the Turnfire Night dance.
Ooh, there's a dance involved? Kinda want—
You don't know it? Ah, I guess you're not from these parts, huh? It's rare to see a new face around.
Why do you say that?
Because of the Turnfire Night, of course. The Mountain King could wake up at any time. That's why we're holding an This isn't one of those fun and games festivals. For outsiders—
Well, did you know that the Flame Bearer this time is—
Oh, I did hear about that. It's a first for sure. I would have loved to meet— What? Oh, it's you? It's funny. I was just thinking that I'll probably miss out on meeting the new Flame Bearer since I'm not taking part this time around.
You're not taking part in the Turnfire Night?
You must be joking.
Yes. Ой, все, пошел, разогнался.
Not bad, right? Yeah, I'm considered one of the better-looking guys who dances beneath the pillars of the sacred flame.
Oh, very impressive.
Well, I feel like the whole Mountain King situation is getting more and more precarious. It's just not safe here anymore. The question is, what are we gonna do about this in the long term? But our leaders don't have any answers for us. The way things are going, it's only a matter of time before it gets violent. So I figured, you know what? Now's as good a time—
You look a little disappointed.
Disappointed? Nah. It's a great opportunity to go see the world. As every male scion of the canopy knows, wherever you are and wherever you go, I managed to get in touch with the Saurian Relics Association. They gave me a simple test. Find a decent—
What's the Saurian
You've never heard of it? It's a group of amateur history enthusiasts who do research on the ancient Saurian era. They're all about collecting relics and Speaking of which, the guy who was Flamebearer before you—
A how? A how's a relic from an ancient—
Oh, yeah, him. So you know those two already, huh? Then, do you know how they met? It was deep inside some mysterious ruin, and they signed a contract there. The association folks say that the kind of—
Really?
Who knows? But if it's true, Kinich can probably handle it. He knows what he's doing with weighing up contracts and costs and stuff. Strangely enough, I actually happened upon a strange mural a while back, and it looked to me like it was depicting a
Oh, does that count as a relic?
You bet it does. I was all ready to go take a picture of it, and But after all the abyssal activity recently, I heard that area's been overrun by monsters. Or You look like you know your way around a fight.
If all you need to get is a picture, that should be pretty achievable, right?
Wait, you're seriously gonna help me out?
Come on, it's no big deal. Compared to some of the things we've been roped into before, this is...
Pyro Archon above. You two have hearts of gold, you know that? You're the kind of people who could dive into the Turnfire. Of course it is. All right.
Alright. Пу-пу-пум. Пу-пу-пу-пум. Так, пинг-то у меня нормальный, да. Пинг нормальный, дискорд ненормальный. Дискорд теперь отключился. Пу-пу-пу. Булкер.
There it is. It's inside these ruins. As you can see.
Alrighty then. Stay back and take cover, Tiago.
Great minds think alike.
И сейчас хоккеич, блять. Потому что тяжело нужны. И же наверняка он тут, блять. А этот, блять, испарился. Да нет, ребят.
Right here. That should be the last of them. It's a good thing, Tia. Hey, look! That's gotta be it, right? Definitely looks like a mural. True. Now that you mention it, most ancient murals take up a whole huge wall. It does match the story he told us, though. There's a Saurian and a human. Whatever. We're not here to decipher it. Just photograph it. That's a wrap. Let's take it back to Tiago.
You've been robbed? Oh, Ponche. And I thought my luck...
Oh, I put blood, sweat, and tears into that. And now I've got nothing to show for it.
Tiago, is this the picture you were looking for?
Let me take a look. Yep, that's the one. Hey, Ponche, come and say hi to these guys. They're gonna be the new flame...
Wait, are you...
Huh? You already know each other?
I don't think so.
My nephew Toba's been telling everyone about you. He says you're crazy strong, super friendly, that you helped him out, and...
Oh, so you're Toba's uncle. Great to meet you. Sounds like we managed to make a bit of a name for ourselves.
Toba's not wrong, my friend. These two are honestly some of the nicest, most genuine people I've ever met. Everyone speaks incredibly highly of them. Seriously.
Really? All I want is to get...
Allow me to explain. Ponche is a well-known scholar within our tribe, author of the widely...
I spent years of my life researching that book. I visited every last ruin. On the word Malipo alone, I covered at least 5 different interpretations of the meaning.
It was an unparalleled masterpiece.
And now it's all gone. That little goon ambushed me during my morning walk. He snapped...
That book was everything to him. It's like they robbed him of his soul when they took it.
Dear honored guests of our clan, I am but a helpless old student. If old...
See what I mean, Ponche? Now you've run into these two?
I don't know if he's still there, but... Hey! You thieving...
What do you want now, you old bum? God, you're a waste of space. Prepare to get shoved butt first. Oh, what's this? Eat dirt, suckers!
Hey, he's trying to get away! You good. Let's chase him down.
Stop, please! By all the warriors, heroes, gods, and kings, please. I don't have your stuff anymore.
Oh, yeah? Well, where is it then? You threw it away?
The old bum's bag didn't have a single mora in it. Just a tatty old book. All that time lying in wait was for nothing.
Is that really the truth?
The same place you found me. Look, I swear on the Pyro Archon, it's the truth.
Okay, what do we do now? It sounds like he's telling the truth. Right. Let's hope nobody gets to the book before we do. We'll never get it back.
Although the Turnfire is a heroic symbol in Uittztlan, it always comes with the more ominous. This holds true for all bearers of this ancient name in recorded history. Each one of them died. This appears to suggest the existence of some higher power that is always you Ponky's Turnfire. What an incredible work. Let me see. The author is...
Silence, book muncher. The great Kahula will suffer your...
Do you truly find no joy at all in perusing...
Joy? What joy is there in this point?
Well, it makes a pretty shocking prediction. Every bearer of the ancient name Malipo eventually meets a grisly end.
What? You're saying Kenichi will die a violent death? When will that glorious day arrive? The great Kahula...
Wow, you are just irredeemable, aren't you? An agent of chaos down to the core. You make us Abyss Order.
Silence, maggot! To presume that anyone compares your...
You don't need to lecture me about doom. All civilizations will be reduced to rubble by the passage of time. From ancient kingdoms, but from the ruins of every civilization, the dust will rise and never settle, thus transcending the... And you, great Kahul Ahau, are one such speck of dust from a bygone age. Now, let me take a good look at you.
We're so sorry, Mr. Ponche, but we couldn't find your manuscript anywhere.
Does that mean all of my...
You gotta stay positive, Ponche. You might have lost the book, but the brains behind it are still intact.
The whole reason I worked so hard to get it finished before the Turnfire night... Well, not exactly. But I thought my research might at least be...
Oh, really? So what did you find out in your...
I think the key to all of this lies in the power of Mali.
Ponche, you know as well as anyone that ancient names don't hold any real power. So
You're right, but Malipo may be a special case, given that it first arose in the era of the first...
yeah, I remember that story. My grandpa told it to me when I was a little kid. Maybe you're the special case. Most kids stop believing in that
I'm not talking about childhood superstition.
Like what?
Like the fact that the Mountain King is still alive. Everyone attributes that to the power of the Abyss. The key factor is that Burkina summoned the power of Mali. If you don't believe me, then answer me this. How many other creatures can you think of who lived long...
Traveler, different situation but similar idea. Doesn't this remind you of the hilly...
So, I came to the conclusion that Malipo must refer to... It began with the first Pyro Archon, fell with the Grand Alliance...
Hey. Sorry to interrupt, Ponche.
I'm sorry. I was originally planning on presenting my findings to Kenichi. I'd hoped...
Sounds to me like you dreamed up one fanciful theory to support another.
Kenichi, what are you doing?
I more or less finished what I was doing, so I came to have a quick catch-up. Now a good time?
Kenichi! I'm onto something. I haven't worked out all the details, but...
So Mr. Ponche here has done a lot of research on the...
I'll be there, Ponche. Let's go. Here will do. Yeah. I'd like your help giving it a trial run tomorrow. If that works, we have our...
Sounds like you're not
You heard him. He hasn't worked out the details yet. We need a more practical solution with
yet. Are you saying you think he...
I think it's possible, based on something I know about the war 500 years ago. Burkina didn't fall to the abyss. He was killed by the Mountain King in an episode of madness. In his final moments, maybe he thought the Mountain King was stronger than him and more valuable to the tribe. Or maybe... Either way, I can believe the Turnfire was involved. Whether you think his sacrifice triggered it, or his fate...
How can you drop these truth bombs with such a straight face?
This is what I've gleaned from my many interactions with the Mountain King. His mind is so disordered. The story Elder Trinidad told you was the more palatable version of events. The Mountain King's mind isn't just disordered. He is suffering, and feels great shame. I believe he wants to...
What? Then what should we do?
Of course not. We should help him move to a new home. It's the only practical solution. The Mountain King is a hero to my tribe. An object of worship, even. Still, he's been the cause of multiple disasters, and we can't...
Ugh. Practical solutions hurt Paimon's brain. Can we follow our hearts next time?
Then let's break for the day.
Touch.
You're here.
Oh, so the gruesome twosome come Crumb. Very well. The almighty Dragon Lord Kahula shall grant you the audience that...
Kinich, didn't you say you found him a teacher? He's just as out...
Hey! No one gets to discipline the almighty Dragon Lord Kahula. No one!
Maybe because I've never had a gentle-natured companion like Paimon to compare against.
Is that a...
Yeah. I see what I'm missing out on now.
Kinich! Ugh, we could drown this measly flying ant in one droplet of spit! How dare you compare her to the... Oh, just wait till I possess your dead body! I will commit heinous atrocities! Tear down your legacy!
Traveler, Paimon, let's get down to business. Once we've opened the beastly rift...
With pleasure. You don't need to ask twice.
I got my hands on this device in a trade. It's meant as bait, but it'll also stabilize the abyssal energy. The rift towns will tear through space to get to this. Once they're here, we take them out and claim the rift. You'll find out soon enough. First... They'll tear you to pieces given half the chance, so be careful.
Emerge, right here, right now.
Uh-oh. Are there even bigger ones on the way?
Огненный, блядь.
You see, Kinich? I'm a man of my word. In fact, I'd say I under-promised and over-delivered.
I take it this is your true form?
Now that our deal is complete, it's time to start the next phase of our relationship. Cliché, I know. The hero's trusted partner sells a...
Huh? Angel?
Huh? Huh? What are you two doing here? Oh,
Traveler, this is the gift I got you. I know you're looking for intel on the... but it looks like you've already met.
yikes. Frosty reception. Gotta say, I kinda pictured this moment going a little differently.
Don't be ridiculous. Sounds like...
There we have it. Change is inevitable and nothing lasts forever. What a pity. Well,
Sanka! A
What does it matter? A name is a superficial label. It's what's deep down inside.
That would explain a lot. Why else would you show up here and start acting like a wise guy? You...
I'll pass. I do rather like you, as I said before. But my one quibble is that...
Wait. Of course. You're the one behind all the recent abyss activity.
Haven't I told you before? I'm not part of the inner circle who do our Highness's bidding. I spend my time digging for truth in ancient doodads and books. You really think of...
I investigated him. He's not connected to the recent events. So, I struck a deal with him. He helps me summon a rift. I allow him to do so.
But that's all over. And now Kinich wants to hand me over to you. Well, that would have given me some more time to study the great Kahula How. But now I've run into you, which is just my luck. Or maybe I've incited the wrath of the Turnfire. Wait, does that count?
How? You are the worst of the worst! Colluding with the Abyss Order against...
There is no betrayal. The almighty Dragon Lord Kahula...
Don't worry, I told him to act as bait.
Yes, and you should have picked a bigger fish. The Abyss Order? Ha! What a joke. Not even...
It looks like your disciplinary measures have been less than effective.
What did you expect? Behavioral rehab isn't really our thing. Otherwise...
The abysmal disorder would suit you better. Kinich! Dispose of...
Traveler?
Да, блять, у меня нет водного персонажа, ну ёбана.
You see, this is why I like you. Still, you shouldn't underestimate me just because I'm a low... I could never beat you in a straight-up fight. But when it comes to do me a favor and remember how fast I disappear. Maybe then...
Darn! He got away again!
It's alright. He's not worth our time and energy. Besides, it seems like he's in debt to a lot of people.
If you say so. Still, Paimon's kinda...
To borrow that guy's words, names are superficial labels. Whether you call it think of it like apples that have fallen from a tree. If you tasted each one, you'd find that even the unripe fruit blown off its branch before it's fully grown can still be brewed.
Well, in that specific sense, maybe Enjo's not such a bad apple.
Of course! Only the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula How, is rotten to the core.
Ugh. So what exactly are you anyway?
Don't worry, he can't hurt a fly. You could say that.
Paimon heard that those kinds of contracts might come with...
Such as a How watching me like a ravenous vulture.
Vulture? Vulture? We are the Dragon Supreme!
Let's pick this up another time. It's getting kinda late. You should go back and get some rest. Big day ahead. Tomorrow's Turnfire night.
Oh yeah. Hearing you lay it out like that is making Paimon a little nervous.
Then it can't hurt to say this one more time. See you tomorrow.
Так, окей. Так, что, снова мотать, да? До 18 теперь мотать. Так, и куда?
How many forging commissions do I still have to finish? Let's see. 1, 2...
Ah, at long last, you're back. I hear you've done much for our people these last few days. Everyone has enough. Many young people have heard the rumors too. They're all eager to meet our new...
Well, they won't have to wait for long. It's all... We really hope we can resolve the Mountain King situation quickly and smoothly. Seems like a lot...
Well, it's nearly time.
Если там какого-нибудь огненного засранца не будет, то нет проблем. Если будет, то, блядь, придется поменять, скорее всего, отряд.
Here we are. Our honored guests have arrived. I have heard much about your fine work over the past few days. I hope you'll allow us to thank you
Don't worry about it. Getting this huge venue ready must have been a huge task.
Oh, if it means getting the Mountain King issue resolved, no cost is too great to bear.
A resolution will come in due course. But every great fire starts as a tiny spark.
No one would disagree with you if that were possible, Chief. But it's been far too long since we've seen a real step forward. Look around you. Can't you see how our numbers have dwindled since the last Turnfire night?
The ceremony was arranged on short notice. Many are away from home and could not make it back in time.
That may be so, but still.
Good evening, Traveler in Paimon.
Kinich! Not a moment too soon.
Chief Wayna, Elder Trinidad, could you give us a minute? I'd like to give the Traveler a few pointers as the previous...
Very well. But make it quick. Let me know when you're...
Let's step to the side. Has anyone gone over the key steps of the ceremony with...
Yeah, Elder Trinidad did, but,
What a surprise! The flying ant has an ant-sized brain.
If you don't want your tongue to be burned off by the sacred flame tonight, I suggest you stay quiet. See those sacred flame pillars? Once you've lit the fire, go light each one up in turn. Once that's done, head down into the cave where the Mountain King slumbers, light the braziers along the way, then bring the flame to the final altar.
that sounds simple enough.
The process isn't complicated, but remember, you mustn't turn back at any point. If you miss a pillar, you can't light the next one. You have to keep moving forward, or it's seen as disrespecting our ancestors. If that happens, you won't receive the blessing of the Turnfire. I made you a diagram that summarizes the steps. Take a look.
Okay.
So that's our part. What about you?
I'll be with you the whole way. And once you've lit the altar, I'll start... You can leave that side of things to me. Just
Okay. We'll try to remember all that and get it right the first time.
ready when you are. But I think I saw Huni and the others just now. Maybe you should say hi before you start. Just tell the chief when...
Так, с кем-то поговорить можно. С этим, скорее всего, блять, смысла нет, ну да, поговорим.
Mr. Traveler, you look so... You're gonna make sure the Mountain King never threatens... I believe in you.
Окей. Просто выше слова, ну тогда смысл
Mr.
разумею.
Traveler, you're finally here!
Although I'd hoped for the Malipo name bearer to perform this ceremony, I got thinking last night, and I realized. Besides, I'll have even more to write. I'll be taking.
Good luck, Mr. Traveler.
Окей. Погнали.
How are you doing? I'm counting on you. Don't forget what we talked. By past fuel and present flame, life march, my brothers and sisters. The time has come to light the fire.
Только поражение.
Go get the sacred flame. Nicely done. Off to a good start. Great stuff. You're over halfway. Keep it up. Impressive. Just one more to go. Come on, one last push. The final sacred flame pillar is up ahead. Great. All the pillars are alight. Next, it's down into the canyon and head for the Mountain King's cave. Almost there. The cave is just up ahead. The Abyss presence is growing strong. We should deal with the contamination first.
Да не падай, стой. Так, я пропустил. Блять, я пропустил, походу. Если обратно вернусь, то все, да, проймется? Нет. Нет, я проебалась.
There's the altar of the sacred flame. Remember, light up the torches around it first.
King up ahead, right?
That's him. Kangamato, king of the Yumkasaurs from 500 years ago. He's very powerful.
Paimon can tell. He's huge. Let's tread carefully. We don't want to wake him up.
You've made it at last. You did even better than I expected. Traveler, now comes the final and most important step of the ceremony. Please use the power of the sacred flame.
There's no need this time.
Hmm?
Such strong abyssal power. What is that thing? Kinich, what is the meaning of this?
Is that a beastly
Chief Waina, Elder Trinidad. This is about to get a little dangerous.
What do you think you're doing?
Solving the Mountain King issue.
You mean by having him torn to pieces by Rift Hounds?
No, stop! We can't—
Foolish Locust! Can't you see? We're trying to shove your—
But—
I'm sorry, Chief Waina and Elder Trinidad.
Can you promise me that no harm will come to the Mountain King?
I can't guarantee it, but I'm fairly confident.
Traveler, this is not what we agreed on. You must cleanse the Mountain King of every last trace of abyssal contamination. Okay, I see what this is. You...
You imbecile! What have you done?
Oh no! The device is—
You forced my hand. I had no...
Elder Trinidad!
No! The Mountain King is waking up! He will cause—
Everyone, out! Now!
Oh, it seems there's only one way to awaken you. Take me, oh Mountain King! Take me as your next sacrifice!
Everyone's still outside. We have to keep the Mountain King here. Give me a hand.
All right. Emerge. Right here. Right now.
Watch out for the fruits he's spitting out. You can use those against him. Yeah, that's it!
What do we do? We can't open the rift!
Kill me! Put an end to Uittztlan's shame!
By past fuel and present flame, life marches ever on.
Oh, Burkina, I must atone.
Patience. We will answer to the fire for all our deeds. Even if one day I fall behind, never look back. Keep moving forward, as we are now.
Live with your guilt and shame. This is the price to pay.
Heir to the Turnfire, please use my ruined vessel to train the heroes of the future. The will of Kongamato will march ever on, till the abyss is stamped out.
Окей, прикольно выглядело.
Pretty eventful day yesterday, huh? Paimon wonders how things are doing now.
Traveler, you've come at just the right time. Trinidad's condition is stabilized. He suffered burns on much of his body.
Guess that's the best news we could hope for. Paimon has to ask, is everyone in your tribe such a risk-taker? First Kinich, then
We're simply not afraid to charge ahead into the unknown. He's fine. Don't worry. He's gone to check on the Mountain King. After the incident yesterday, a transparent shell is formed around the Mountain King's body. We don't understand the mechanism behind it. It is somewhat akin to a scab, in that it stops the abyssal energy within him from bleeding. We've never seen anything like it. The tribe's most senior elders believe it was caused when he was burned by the sacred I think their theory makes sense. After all, we've never thrown the mountain.
Wow. So it's made a barrier against abyssal energy?
It's practically a miracle from what we've seen of it so far. It means that the Mountain King's level of abyssal energy is now stable.
Wow, that's amazing!
I know what you're thinking. The young people in the tribe are already speculating that yesterday's ceremony was a turn because you and Kinich, you summoned the very flame that appears in our ancient legends, and that fire is what saved the Mountain King.
Whoa! So that was the real turn?
I may be the chief of this tribe, but I've only ever known the Turnfire as a... If anyone can answer it, I suspect it would be the bearer of the Malipo name.
Ah, so Kinich then. Why don't we go see how he's doing?
Пу-пу-пум. Пу-пу-пум.
Hey yourselves.
We were gonna ask you the same question. You scared Paimon half to death.
Sorry, I couldn't just stand and watch the Mountain King get burned alive.
So you thought you'd try and extinguish the sacred flame with Dendro? Or is that an attempt to make the almighty Dragon Lord?
The sacred flame only possesses a fraction of the Pyro Archon's power.
Kinich, when you went into the flames...
Intending to what?
To...
Sacrifice myself? Of course not. My focus was on keeping, but now I'm curious. What made you think I was going to sacrifice?
Well, because everyone's saying the Turnfire is what saved the king last night. And Ponche's theory was that summoning the Turnfire is a tit-for-tat exchange, right?
So you've heard that rumor too. I'm afraid I can't say for sure. What happened?
Well, even if you don't know, there's probably...
What I would say is, if that really was the power of the Turnfire...
The Mountain King? Then, what price did he pay?
The core meaning of price is not atonement or It's easy to die for your sins. Much harder to live with the guilt and keep on going. In the end...
Alright, so how...
Health-wise, there's nothing to worry about. He'll enter a fighting stance whenever we set foot in his territory. But his attacks are gentler now and not as crazed as before. Like he said yesterday, he just intends to be a sparring partner for people to practice with. Yeah, I tried communicating with him.
We dare say that Locust King has well and truly... Its body remains fighting fit thanks to the perverse power of the Abyss. But
we saw him come back to it.
That was merely one last burst of brain activity before it croaked.
Oh, come on! Stop being such a doomer. Paimon bets the Mountain King has finally let go of the tragedy. That's why he doesn't have time to chat with us. He's too busy.
Well, at least it means my fellow tribespeople can move forward now, too. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right. You caught Enjo for us, remember?
But he ended up being completely useless. It's not a fair...
That's on him. It's not your fault he's useless. Besides, we're friends now. You don't...
Friends? But your friendship is an even more valuable gift. So, promise me. If you need anything in the future, for you...
Так, ну что ж, все, закончилось, в принципе. Че, куда-то...
So, in the end,
Блять.
only poor little Huni...
Yeah, everyone's happy except me. First Nana, Huni. It'll be okay. Toba, you're my friend, so I shouldn't say this to your face. But it was... Huh?
Now hold your horses, kiddo. If you Okay, before you roll your eyes out of your skull, I promise you can trust me. I almost got my eyebrows burned off by the Turnfire after
Yes.
All right, let's get to the point. Do you know what...
What?
Your extreme...
Huh?
On my first day here, I got hit by someone falling out of the sky. It's a dangerous sport, to be sure, but the courage it took to make the jump impressed the...
Oh, such a nice friend.
Of course. Anyway, the good times didn't last, because I got caught in the hands of the enemy. I was scorned, scolded, and nearly given... Why does Uncle Sanka always have to suffer? But in the end, I made it through, and I left all of those painful...
The moral of the story is to look forward in life, right? Yeah.
Very smart, Huni, but not what I'm trying to tell you is that after I reunited with... She's right behind you.
Another trick about not turning back? I'm not... Huh?
С очками. Пиздец, конечно. Че и с очками. Так, ну что ж, закончили мы, в принципе, это. Так что да. Так, Кинич, да, теперь Кинич тут с нами тоже стоит. Первая репутация есть. Так, ну что ж, давайте вот сюда оставим. В принципе, мы закончили со всеми племенами. Так что Не знаю, где мы увидимся. Скорее всего, ну, может быть, в Роблоксе. Но сейчас вряд ли, потому что, как я сказал, КПО обнова. В аниме Авангард, я не знаю, буду я записывать или нет еще, потому что пока что я не очень-то хочу. Пока что я хочу все-таки посидеть в обнове в КПО. А пока что в Геншине, в Ханкае, в Зеносе пока ничего нет нормально. Ну, интересно. Так что, ну, я не знаю, скорее всего, увидимся в Роблоксе. Так что давайте. Что ж, всем пока-пока.